So I am here to address the elephant in the room today, and that is the CEO of Astronomer and his side chick, Kristen. So these two really do deserve their own Darwin Award. I mean, with a name like Astronomer for his company, Nostradamus couldn't even save him. And the crazy part is that they went to a public venue thinking, I mean, if it wasn't this girl that filmed it, somebody else would have eventually surfaced somehow. If it wasn't at this event, somewhere else he would have gotten caught. I mean, there's only so many places you can hide in these dark corners before you're caught. And you gotta love a good kiss cam to capture this drama. And he did resign. So if you have not been in the updated or the loop about what's going on, he is the CEO of Astronomer. He was caught with the head of HR, Kristen. They were seen at a Coldplay concert, and because the kiss cam captured them both. And I think this also serves as a good lesson as PR gone wrong because of the emails. I feel when someone's sending emails like that and it's blatantly clear that they're doing damage control, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the people that helped write that. ChatGPT couldn't help at that point. And let me read you the email. So the damage control email that was sent out said what was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I mean, what did he think? That's crazy. He said, I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. Now, where the email gets terrible is when now he starts the attack. I also want to express how troubling it is what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. Well, that spectacle was caused by his own action. So the email starts off with damage control, and he should have ended after the third paragraph. When you get into the fourth paragraph, oh, it was bad. It was bad. And they should have stopped there. And it's embarrassing, like I said, when you're doing damage control. And if this was supposed to be a private moment, you're at a very public event. And hats off to Coldplay for realizing that this was an affair. If I was in the position where Coldplay was, I would also say the same thing. Because you're noticing you don't duck and cover and go there were no stairs. Apparently, like, he couldn't run down a flight of stairs or head into an elevator, so he just had to sink down. Which is the other element that is crazy to me. And he's talking about needing consent at that point. And he was there doing what he was, knowingly knowing what he was going to do. And someone was going to find out, whether it was this event or somewhere else. People think because you don't go public with something that others don't talk. People talk in very small circles. So just because you don't go public, so many people speak. And I think that's where he went wrong. And it's a lesson in, like I said, PR gone wrong. It's a lesson in, you can only hide in shady places for so long. So maybe they were hiding this forever and now they decided to go to a public venue. So I don't understand how this can be a private moment, because it was never private. We had so many people there, and if it wasn't, if they weren't caught in the Jumbotron, if it didn't go viral here on TikTok, they still would have been caught somehow. And then they thought, like when they were writing this email, they thought that this apology would just somehow go over well. When you're now placing blame and saying your life became a spectacle, and this was supposed to be, again, he goes back to how everything was sent, this is private, like I was having, if something's private and you've done something wrong, you better believe it's gonna be out there in the public. So that's the crazy part. And then I think, if you have not seen the video of the Phillies, I think the Phillies just became my favorite baseball team. They reenacted the exact moment with their mascots, and it was the funniest thing, but they did it in such a manner that was just great. So if you haven't seen that one, watch it. And I think this goes to show that just because you think you're powerful or you have some type of status, like he's a CEO, he knows what he's doing. And to threaten, say like, oh my goodness, it's their fault, artists' faults. Let me go see if I can do damage control, get some lawsuits going. Like, it is so embarrassing on so many different levels. And just because you hold power, you think you have status, that doesn't mean you can treat somebody the way that you did and think you're gonna get away with it. You were caught. The difference is he was caught. And People said maybe if they acted normal, they wouldn't have gotten caught, and none of this would have happened. But eventually people find out, and it's bad. It's bad for his wife and the children involved. So that's the aspect of it. But it's embarrassing. I would just say it's embarrassing. It's a stain on his name, the company's name. He did resign, which he should. I believe he should. And I want to hear your thoughts on this. Comment down below. But yeah, the spectacle, he's a circus, man. This is a whole traveling circus, him, Kristen, and the entire, like, you can't think of Astronomer now without like making a little jab or a joke. There's so many things you can go with the jokes for Astronomer. I mean, comment down below, you know, you can throw in your own jokes here, but it shows karma. Karma is a bitch. So I'm a firm believer in that. And what goes around comes around, and things will catch up to you. If you're trying to be sneaky, you want things to remain private, things have a way of coming out. People talk, even if it's in small circles, word spreads. You'd be surprised, just small circles, what people notice. And they may not tell him, but imagine the water cooler talk at the office too. People are probably having a field day. A lot of people said they want to be a fly on the wall in that meeting. I wouldn't want to be there in that circus. But yeah, they each should be given, I think Kristen and Andy should be given their own Darwin Award. Each one gets their own. You have to be some kind of stupid if you think that after this happens, you're going to release an email and an apology that's not going to go over well with the general public. So that's my thoughts on it. And the part that just gets me, we're going to end this on a funny note, but the part that gets me is the duck for cover. A stop, drop, and roll was an option. He could have shimmied his way on out of there, but both of them, after their loving embrace, just trying to break ties from each other. That was classic, guys, classic. But yeah, I have to hear your thoughts on the matter, and comment down below. Comment like crazy. It'll also be on my YouTube channel, which is lovebecky_b. And I love having these discussions. I think they need to be had. People should be called out publicly. And he got what he deserved.